Newcastle United soap opera has a new main character as Joe Kinnear becomes an interim manager in charge effectively until the club is sold by Mike Ashley. A watching brief for him today. He leaves matchday duties to Chris Hughton, who seeks to end a run of 4 straight defeats with a threadbare squad, now denied Obafemi Martins following midweek injury. So much seems to depend upon skipper Michael Owen, who scored 11 goals in his last 15 games for Newcastle. 5 changes for Blackburn Rovers, only 1 enforced. A first ever Premier League start for Jason Brown following injury to Paul Robinson. In also come Tugai, Olsen, Villanueva and Matt Derbyshire following his late winner against Fulham last weekend. Villanueva beaten to it by Kasapa. Tugai, it's a lovely ball. And indeed, it's a chance for Derbyshire to come in on goal, and it was a decent save by Shay Given. There was almost a hushed expectancy that was going to be the opener. Matt Derbyshire got round the back, and all of a sudden he was right in on goal, and Shay Given with an important intervention. So many potential future managers have been linked with the job here. Paul Ince, one of them, although he vehemently denied that he had any interest in it. And meanwhile, Roque Santa Cruz is forced to change his shirt and his shorts following a trickling blood that came from just a wound to the side of his eye. Up towards Santa Cruz, there's no foul! And Given with the save and off the line by Bassong. Well, they're surviving Newcastle, but it is only just. It seemed like the whistle just had to blow after Santa Cruz burst clear, but no, said the referee. Great save by Given. And then from the rebound, Derbyshire thought he'd scored. Bassong with a clearance on the line. Has Newcastle's luck changed, one wonders? They still have a corner to defend. And has it crept in? No, not quite. Shay Given pounced on it. Derbyshire thought the ball had crossed the line. It's a mixture of the man on the line and the arms of Given, but it stayed out. And Newcastle's rear guard have hung on by the slimmest of margins, it has to be said. Here's Emerton. Santa Cruz. The referee waited to see if there's an advantage, and Zogby penalised. Free kick to Blackburn. Villanueva standing over the ball. Looks more likely that he'll cross it, but he does have a reputation of being able to score from set-piece positions. This one just delivered in towards Samba. Well, the opening goal was coming. It really was. It was only a matter of time, and Chris Samba's delivered it. Simple high ball from Villanueva. No one protecting Shay Given, and Chris Samba tucks the header into the corner. And Blackburn Rovers are ahead at St James's Park, and the Newcastle United fans had been expecting it. And no one complained that Chris Samba was in an offside position from a Newcastle perspective, but when that ball was delivered, was Chris Samba offside? Flag stayed down. It's 1-0. And a shake of the head from a man who's beginning to realise the size of the task he's inherited. Colaccini. Warnock in the way. Now Derbyshire, Tugai, Derbyshire. Blackburn counter-attacking in numbers. Free kick. And the foul on Derbyshire. Tugai. Villanueva. Emerton. Towards Santa Cruz. 2-0 to Blackburn. Got his first goal on the opening day. It's been a bit of a gap by his high standards, but the man with no name and no number makes it number 2. Well, they've just toyed with Newcastle today. They really have. And whenever there's been a high ball in the Newcastle area, you've always fancied that a Rovers player would get on the end of it. The size of the task is getting bigger and bigger. He was clearly on his way down to talk to the bench, and he's actually been banned from doing so from a suspension during his time as manager at Nottingham Forest 4 years ago. So he is not allowed to be on the sideline. Blackburn are in possession at the moment, and Villanueva, and still, and it almost found Derbyshire, and the flag had stayed down as well. And had Derbyshire been able to control that, he could have just pivoted round and swept Blackburn into a 3-goal half-time lead. Thanks from Zogbia. Duff has made a good surging run. Simpson's gone with him. Here is Duff. Nice play by him. It's a teasing ball as well. There are targets to go for. There was an arm in the air. There was an arm in the air, and Newcastle claim a penalty. Olsen shrugs his shoulders. Now, whose arm was it, and did it hit the ball? It was Olsen's. Did it touch the ball? It got very close. Yes, it did. It's a penalty, surely. It wasn't seen. It was a very strange attempt by Olsen to try and get that ball. But at least it's given something for Newcastle to bite upon. Here's Jeremy, now Owen. Wow, that's a penalty, surely. Yes, it is. Ryan Nelson, the offender, no question about it. Michael Owen goes tumbling. Steve Tanner, one look, blast of the whistle. Newcastle have a lifeline. Challenge from behind. Well, he kind of bounces off his knee, doesn't he, Michael Owen? And I think that's a penalty. The skipper wants to put Newcastle back in the game. He's done it. He's done it. He earned the penalty. He scored the penalty. And the noise is of huge relief. At last, Newcastle have something to bite on. Here's Duff. Owens in space on the right-hand side. Duff still has it. There's a bit of momentum for Newcastle. Here's Jeremy, couldn't control it. Duff put his hands on his head, and what a chance. Could have been 2-2 within, 2 minutes of getting it back to 2-1. It was an awful touch from Jeremy. Newcastle have sufficient cover. Nelson just caught Owen, and Nelson's going to get a booking. I think more because of the number of occasions he's caught Owen rather than that one, and of course it was Nelson's buffeting on the back of Owen that earned the penalty. Told it's just under 45,000 at St James's Park. It's certainly a few thousand who've stayed away. Oh, Duff continues his run forward. Duff screaming for it. Here's Unzogbia and in towards Cisco, and the referee gives neither free kick nor penalty nor anything else that Newcastle wanted, and Blackburn play on. Although the attention's now been drawn to the injury to Charles Unzogbia, and I wondered whether Steve Tanner had waited to see if there was an advantage after Nelson's challenge. And remember that Nelson's on a booking already, and if this had have been deemed a foul, he would most probably have been off. There is a tremendous feeling of apathy and disgruntlement all over the city of Newcastle. Joe Kinnear will officially take charge on Monday. His watching brief ends in defeat. It's 5 defeats in a row for Newcastle. The misery goes on for them. It's finished at St James's Park. Newcastle United 1, Blackburn Rovers 2.
There's 2 performances today, a poor one in the first half and a very good one in the second half. In the first half, we were guilty of giving away 2 very easy goals. And if we continue doing that, we're in trouble. But, you know, I had words of them at half-time, and we improved tremendously well second half.